Good afternoon. This is Ron Brown again. It's Friday, the 6th of February, 2026. See that right here. Anyway, I'm going to do a video with 50 minutes left in the market day, and I want to share some things with you. The first quarter 2026 link is uploaded, and it'll be in the email, so you can download the warehouse and charts. If you want to delete the warehouse and charts, just go ahead. It's very easy to do, and then you will know that you're using the same files that I have. Now, I guess my big news here is most of you know that I have multiple myeloma, and I've had it for 10 years. I've been fighting it for 10 years, but I was recently in a drug study, I should say, and it stabilized the myeloma, but it suddenly is moving, the numbers are moving up again. So my oncologist told me that I need to get into another study. If I chose to do nothing, I probably wouldn't be around in 6 or 8 months. So I'm going to follow her advice. I'll be at the University of Nebraska Medical Center in Omaha beginning February 20th for 9 days. The reason I have to go to the hospital is that they need to monitor this new drug and see how it affects me. Now, I'll have my laptop with me. Hopefully I'll be able to keep up with everything. I won't be doing any videos, I know that, but hopefully I can keep up with the data and upload it and share it with you. If for some reason I can't do it, if I just feel too bad, then I'll just have to skip it on certain days. But the whole point of being at the hospital or in the hospital is so she can monitor how this new drug has affected me. Now today I'm going to, this is a big bounce back day. I'm going to do some more market analysis. I haven't really done anything yet, so I'm going to do it, and you're going to share it. I'm going to share it with you. As always, the market is your teacher. We're finding that out every day. Any stock index or ETF mentioned in this presentation is not a recommendation to buy or sell. All trading strategies are used at your own risk. By the way, I feel good, and I'm just going to follow the advice of my oncologist, and hopefully I'll be around for quite a while. So there's about 45 minutes left in the market day, and this is the way it stands right now. I'm in all securities, and I'm using the intraday relative strength to the market inside ETFs. I'll bring the quick pick up here so you can see where I am. I'm down here under intraday relative strength, and I'm in number 5, and this is a group of ETFs I put together several months ago. So just so I can get a feel for what the market is doing. It contains the name symbol, raw combo, crossover days for the 3-6, and the force indexes, relative strength, and here's all the intraday information. You can see what's leading today. Metals and mining is followed closely by, well, not that close. I'm looking at the percentage price change by the technology sector. Let's just take a look at this. Metal and mining. Now this has been in a strong uptrend, except for the past few days it sold off too, but you can see that it gapped open. Here's last night's close. Here's today's open. It's now trading at the high of the day on moderate volume compared to the volume that's been around it. Look at these volumes spikes here as it's sold off, but money is flowing back into it. Now I'm going to go down to this chart here and show you that This stock has been in a strong uptrend because here's a 200-day, here's a 100, here's a 50, and the 18 is right here, the yellow, but the 3 did cross down through the 6. If you look over here on the left where the cursor is, you can see that the volume's not all that heavy on this bounce, and that's showing up here in the volume bar. But I would say the trend still remains up. Look at all these negative volume pocket pivot days as it's sold off, and we're not getting a blue bar here today. In fact, we're far from it. So it's bargain hunters are coming into it, but without conviction. If there were conviction, there would be the blue bars here, like throughout here. Okay, I'm going to go to, well, look how far down that shifted while I was talking. Right here is number 11 now, based upon this combo, which is the percentage price change one day and the range up. So evidently the range dropped down quite a bit, and this allowed the technology sector, the XLK, to overtake it. I mean, these things shift up and down all day long, so that's not that big a deal. Here's the QQQ, and here's the SPY. So let's take a quick look at these. The XLK, technology sector, and you can see that it really has been in a trading range for quite some time now. I'm going to go back up to that first chart and hit my alternate 2 button, put a crosshair on it. Here's the lower end of the range right here, and here's the upper end of the range right here. So very frustrating. You can see it was clearly in an uptrend here, and then it stalled out. See, the volume dropped off, and then as it started selling off, volume increased. Big volume bar down here and a spike, and there was a spinning top and stopping volume, and it rallied up from that. But it's just been bouncing around for several months now. What I want to do here is, this is the XLK. I'm going to go to a different relative strength here. I'm going to open up number 1. This is comparing it to the sectors, and go to the XLK. Here's what I'm looking for. And we can see where the strength is in this group now. Oh, NVIDIA, well, that's not surprising that chart was weak or trading in a range-bound area, because NVIDIA has been doing that too. Let's take a look at NVIDIA today. You can see that that XLK chart that I looked at prior to this looks very similar to this NVIDIA. Now NVIDIA is having a big day today. Let's go down here and look at the intraday statistics on it. It's up 1363. That's a price change. And here's the intraday change. Percentage-wise, it's trading near the top of its range. You can see that over here. But anyway, this stock has so much influence on that on the XLK that I'm not surprised. Let's look at the second one. Now this is a much stronger chart, and this is where the ranking module can really come in handy when you compare what is happening in the warehouse compared to the ranking module. So let's open up that ranking module, and I'll go to my tools. I'm going to tile them. You can see Teradyne is number 2 right here. This is 1 week. I didn't mean to do that. And let's change this to 4 weeks. So where's Teradyne? It's still at number 5. It's up 38.38%. Let's compare that to NVIDIA. Clear down here. It's only up 0.35432. So the strongest stocks are going to be at the top. Here's Corning, then Seagate, Enphase. And let's look at these 4 stocks. Here's Corning. It was bouncing around here, but on this gap up here, and I assume that's an earnings gap, it had really good earnings. Well, let's do this. Alternate N. I have bar chart Premier. It takes me right to Corning. It's up $9.14, 8.10%. Let's look at the news and headlines. That was on February 3rd. 5 insightful questions. I won't read all of these, but Corning highlights 4.41 billion versus 4.3 estimated, 72 versus 71. EBITDA 1.22 billion versus, well, right on. Revenue guidance is 4.25, slightly below the analysts, but all the information is right in here if you have bar chart. You don't have to have bar chart Premier, but the earnings were well received, obviously. Now, I shouldn't say every smartphone because I don't know that, but all of these smartphones that are coming out are in the market. Most of them have Gorilla Glass, and that comes from Corning. Corning's an old company, been around for 100 plus years. It's it's in Corning, New York, and look at the chart up here, the revenue and EPS, both moving up nicely. Now the earnings are out, they're in the database now, and the next earnings date is May 5th of 2026, but it's been building. In Wyckoff terms, it's been building a cause for a long time now. You can see this area right in through here. I'm going to bring up Snagit. Just kind of do this area here. I chopped off a little bit here, but you can see this. It's been going back and forth under accumulation. That's building a cause, and then all of these days right here, most of them were accumulation days. Here's a volume pocket pivot, and it broke out on that volume pocket pivot. So the cause was built. Now the effort is right here versus the result. Or you could look at this as demand versus supply, and it held this gap. It did dip down below a little bit, but now it's taking off again. So all of this energy that was built up here, it looks like it wants to go higher. Now, there are no guarantees in that statement, but look at this. Here's a test, low volume test, and a confirmation of that test right now. An up bar closing near the high confirms strength. Now, the market's still open for another 23 minutes, so it may not close there, but this is a nice signal. Test and a confirmation of that test, and it's broken past resistance. I'm going to do an alternate W, which makes this a weekly chart, and you can see that it's into new high territory. This area in here is building a cause, but back here you can see that on the low here, stopping volume. This is a weekly chart. Look at the group line here, and then when the group turned up, the stock started going up, and boy, it was a real bargain back there, wasn't it? Okay, I'm going to go back to a daily chart. These keyboard shortcuts are very handy for a quick analysis of daily, weekly, monthly. Alternate M is monthly. Now here's a huge building a cause, and look at this thing go. I think you can even do a yearly alternate Y. But I'll go back to daily and minimize this. And let's look here. Look at this. SMCI has worked its way to the top. It crossed over 2 days ago. 0 would be the crossover day. Let's look at SMCI. This was once a real major high flyer, and then it really fell on hard times. Let's take a look here. Now the earnings are out, but they're not in the database yet. I believe those numbers go in the database on the following Tuesday. But so let's take a look here. Alternate N. And let me go to news and headlines. And let's see, Supermicro finally staging a turnaround. You can see what happened here was $60 stock, and then it fell all the way down. At one point, it was an $800 stock, I believe. But anyway, let's look at it from an accumulation point of view here. You can see it's found support right in this area here. Big volume here. And then a pullback on lesser volume, and then today it's strong. It's trading near the high of the day. Should you buy it? I wouldn't, but some people are buying it. Let's look at a weekly of this. You can see here it was around $122. Monthly, same. They must have split this stock because it, if I recall correctly, it was unbelievable what it was doing. Okay, now look what's happened here. Back in 1223, you can see the earnings acceleration quarter to quarter, and then it fell upon hard times, and this was 325. I didn't mean to do that. 325. While the prior quarter it dropped to 0 compared to the same quarter last year, and that was 1224. And the momentum was gone. But look at the dotted line here. This is a group line. The group, in my opinion, has a great deal of influence on how a stock's going to trade. The group's been going back and forth here, just along with the stock. Okay, I'm not going to do much more, but I do want to, I'm going to bring this over here, Thinkorswim. Now, if you look here, you can see the Dow's over 50,000 for the first time today, even after that brutal sell-off yesterday, which was Bitcoin and tech related primarily. This has managed to break the 50,000 barrier. And that's even with Amazon being down 6.25%. But the strength is in NVIDIA having a big day today. Caterpillar Goldman Sachs, and so on. So even though it's been a pretty brutal week, there are a lot of sectors that have held up very well. Look at what do we have here? We have 15 minutes left. The NASDAQ futures, they're up 500, trading at 99.73% of their daily range. So it looks like we're going to have a strong close. Maybe the past few days have just been an anomaly, and the market's going to resume its upward trajectory, or the broader market. Now, last week I said I didn't see this market breaking down yet, but also I didn't see that the software industry groups were going to get hit so hard, and that's really what led the market down. And Bitcoin also. You can see Bitcoin, bring up the charts here, really has had a swoon. This is a weekly chart. Here's a daily chart. These are just some price levels I put in, but I don't understand Bitcoin. I mean, there's all kinds of reasons that people want to invest. Well, I don't even think you can use the word invest. Speculate in it. And it trades along with the tech stocks. It wasn't supposed to be, it wasn't designed that way. It's supposed to be an area of stability, or an asset of stability. But boy, when the market breaks, it is the first instrument to go along with the market. I would never touch Bitcoin or any of the ETFs associated with it, but that's just me, you know. I got a lot of other things going on in my life, and I just don't want the stress of owning it. How about whoever bought it up here? And it usually trades in one lots. 127,000 went all the way down to 60 yesterday. I mean, that's a huge, huge haircut. Let's take a look at MSTR, which is primarily Bitcoin. I mean, they invest in Bitcoin. Look at this. Weekly chart hit a high of 543. Today it's trading for 134.32. Okay, so I'm going to give it up here, but before I do, I want to go back here to look at this. You can see that all these sectors are up today, except for the communications sector. They're trading near their highs of the day. These all the way down to here. That's 81 on the energy sector, but a good strong day. Let's do one more thing, then I'm out of here. Let's look at the Qs. And you can see volume compared to the selling volume for the prior 3 days for sure is not there. So we're getting a bounce. I mean, it doesn't mean it's going to go up. There's a lot of resistance in here. Let's look at the SPY. Now it's stronger because the Qs, mostly tech stocks, and that's where the weakness has been. I'm back in the Qs now. Compare it to the SPY, or the S&P 500, and you can see how much stronger the S&P 500 has been compared to the Qs. If I flip back to the ranking module over the past 4 weeks, here's the SPY down 0.44, where the Qs are down minus 2.66 over the past 4 weeks. Let's change this to 1 week. I didn't change it, did I? Consumer staples, that's where the money flows when there's a lot of uncertainty in the market. But I want to compare the SPY and the Qs, and you can see even this week the SPY is stronger because it's down minus 0.13873 compared to 1.9136. Now this information is all up to date as the stocks are updated in or with Thinkorswim. This information is all current here. Let me just hit F5 and see if it changes. I'm downloading all the intraday data, and then the ranking module should recalculate. As you can see now, it's minus 1.71, so it's getting stronger going into the close. Anyway, thanks for listening. I just wanted to inform you about my health situation, and I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm in very good hands, and hopefully I won't miss too much time if I miss any time at all. Thanks for listening.